This week on the Drummond Golf Gear Review, we're going to review game improvement irons with our master club fitter, Jake Bohannon. Let's get into it, Jake.
Beautiful, let's go. Let's start with the T400.
Okay, Titleist T400.
Anything stand out there?
Well, very big sole, obviously, that we see in the game improvement irons.
Yep. Kind of can see as well on that sole, it's got that little step on there. So basically that design there is going to help essentially get through the turf, especially if you're in some deeper rough. You know, it really wants to glide through the turf.
Okay, great. And the top line, not too thick, looks pretty good.
Yeah, it doesn't look like your standard game improvement. Oh, does it get much better than that, Ben?
Well, possibly. Not bad for a game improvement 7 iron for me.
Tell you what.
175 metres, that's not too bad. Nice looking club, felt good off the face. As I say, the top line, not too thick. Yeah. Let's get on to the next one.
Cobra Rad Speed. Now, 3D printed insert in the back of that cavity there.
What does that do?
Well, it's a good question. So basically what they do is that little, you can kind of see it in the back, that little 3D printed section there.
Yeah.
And also in the cavity is going to reduce vibration in the head.
Okay.
And
that's interesting.
Off-centered shots as well, it's really going to stop the face from rotating.
Okay, yeah, really interesting on the top line, that sort of 3D insert. Not used to seeing that, used to seeing the silver.
Yeah.
So that's different. I'm not saying it's good or bad, it's quite different.
Yeah.
And I also notice on the face,
yep.
Well, it's like a milled face, like the spin milling on the face, like a wedge.
It's very unique. I mean, like Cobra are always kind of pushing boundaries with what they can do with clubs.
Actually felt really good.
Yeah. It's quite a good strike there, Ben. It's got some legs on it, that one.
Yeah, that had a bit of curry on it, didn't it?
Monster.
It's I really like the size of the head.
Yeah.
I must admit, it's doesn't feel like a massive game improvement club, and the top line insert's different. Felt a bit softer.
Yeah.
It was quite good.
Great. Awesome.
Okay,
let's move
try
on.
Another one.
The Sim Max OS. OS standing for oversize because that's exactly what it is.
Okay, yeah, it looks oversized straight away from TaylorMade.
Yeah.
It's got the little bar at the back.
Yep.
What does that do?
So basically what they've tried to incorporate really well into that cavity at the back is filling it in with like tungsten weights, basically keeping that ball flight up nice and high is the whole idea of these, whilst keeping that loft nice and strong. Okay,
and I see the insert in the bottom.
Speed slot.
Speed slot.
Yeah, that's the one. The idea is it should help you generate a little bit more ball speed off the face. And you know, you probably notice when you sit that down next to the ball, very offset.
Very offset, yeah.
So
can't say I like that.
I know,
looks terrible, but
think of your guy who's hitting big slices. That's going to help him bring that ball much, much further left.
Absolutely right. For someone like me who hits a draw, doesn't look great. For someone who's got that slice, needs a little bit of help, that offset will really help, I'd say.
Oh,
wow.
Beautiful.
Came off quite well.
I like it.
Not too much of a draw.
Did it feel good on impact?
I actually felt like I got that a little thin.
Did you?
Still, the distance was still there and the flight was still there, so
that's
that was
interesting.
Quite forgiving.
If you felt that was thin and it still came out that high, that's a really good result.
Yeah, okay, no, very good.
Awesome.
Impressed with that.
Move on. So Touredge Exotics C721.
Beautiful. First time I've seen these. No inserts.
In half.
Right.
And if you look inside of that, Ben, straight away you see all of that rubber insert into that hollow back there.
Right. I mean, in the TaylorMade, you've got that in the bottom.
Yep.
In the Cobra, you've got the slot in the top.
Yep.
So they're sort of hidden in here inside the head.
Bit of hidden technology there. Going to reduce vibration, make that club feel really, really soft.
Okay, great.
And also provide you with a bit more forgiveness on off-centered strikes.
Probably one of the softest of the 4 that I've hit. Really good looking iron.
Beautiful. All right.
Okay.
Let's have a look at some data and go from there.
Let's check the numbers.
Yep. Really interesting results there. I mean, like looking at that straight off the bat, we can see that Cobra wanted to come out really hot. It was high, it was still low spin. You picked up a lot of carry distance there.
Yeah, and interesting because that was my favorite as far as looks go.
Looking at some of these other ones, it's really interesting because if you do want to, like say T400 as an example, great club for someone who wants to pop that flight down, give yourself a bit more penetrating ball flight. It was by far the lowest launching, lowest spinning. So really, really good for anyone who's kind of ballooning it a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Sim Max OS, extremely forgiving head.
Very forgiving. I hit that a little thin, still went really well.
Yeah.
Yep, that was probably the most forgiving.
C721, you said was the softest, and it kind of shows.
Yeah.
Your spin popped up a bit there. It's a little bit weaker lofted than the others, so you're kind of getting a little bit higher rev. Maybe not as long distance-wise, but well controlled. Bear in mind, this isn't necessarily, you don't necessarily need a game improvement club.
No, but I think fantastic clubs. I love how they look and feel, like most of them, and I think they're going to really help people who need them.
Totally.
Come and get fitted, get in some of those heads and really improve your golf.
100%.